going to practice finding the volume of a rectangular prism by packing it with cubic units and then counting those cubic units. Let's get into it with our I will statements for today.
Remember, your I will statements are your goals for this lesson. They are what we are trying to work on and learn more about throughout our time together today. As we continue on in our lesson, make sure you have your mind focused on these 3 things and showing them to your teacher. I will read the I will statement first, and then we will read it again a second time together. Make sure you're reading it nice and loudly so I can hear you, but no shouting necessary.
Pause the video and read the I will statements now as a class. All right, mathematicians, for our warm-up activity today, you're going to need your whiteboards and a marker. You don't need to draw the shape on your screen here, but we do want to write the following formula. This is a rectangle or a quadrilateral. It's also a parallelogram because it has parallel sides. If we wanted to figure out the area of this rectangle, we would need to do the following equation. We would need to multiply one of the sides by the other side. So on your whiteboards, write this formula now. Once we would multiply both of those sides, it would give us our answer in feet squared. Remember, when we're working with area, we have to watch our labels and make sure we put feet squared. So put a little 2 next to it. If we were to fill in this blank for this multiplication sentence, starting out with the length of the longest side, which is 8, we would do 8 feet times 2 feet. What's 8 times 2, everybody? Write it on your whiteboards and hold it up. 8 times 2 is 16. And remember, we want to label it for area. So in this case, it would be 16 feet squared. Nice job, mathematicians. I'm going to show you guys some more rectangles. Now, they won't all be feet. Some of them might be centimeters, and some of them might even just be meters. Your job is to pay close attention to those labels as you solve the problems. Remember, you're multiplying your lengths. Start with the longest length times the other length that you're given. And remember with that answer to make sure you square it. Erase your whiteboards, and I'll show you those other rectangles now. All right, mathematicians, now we have already done this first rectangle over here. It's your job to do the other rectangles and squares that you see on your screen now. Pause the video and take your time to solve for each of these. You can redraw the shapes if you want to on your whiteboards, but leave space so you can show each of your answers. After you have solved them, discuss the answers as a class, and then come back when you're ready to learn about our new material for today. For our new material today, you'll need the following material: a pencil, a centimeter grid paper. You might have a template from your teacher. It's also needed if you get your homework today. Scissors, tape, 50 centimeter cubes, a net, you'll get a template for that, and your problem set questions. For today, we are going to look at problem 1A together from your problem set. To make a box, we're going to copy this image on the grid paper by first shading the bottom of the box and then outlining the figure. On your grid paper, pause the video and copy this image exactly. Now that you have copied this image exactly, you're going to cut around the outside of the box, so where you drew those darker lines. The bottom is shaded, so you're going to fold up each of those flaps once you have cut it out, and you'll be able to make a shape. You want to make sure when you fold up those sides that you crease them well, and then you'll tape the edges of your box together. You'll fill the box with cubic centimeters once you are done. Take the time now, pause the video, use your grid paper to copy and cut this image, fold it and tape it together. Then come back when you're ready for the next steps. Now that we have our boxes finished, we can use our cubic centimeters to find out how many cubes fill up the box. Carefully place the cubes in your box, counting them as you place them. How many cubes are in your box? Hold it up on your fingers. There are 8 cubes in your box. If we wanted to say what the volume of this shape was, we would need to write 8 cubic centimeters or 8 centimeters cubed on our blank space for our template. So we would write 8 centimeters cubed. Write that on your papers now. If we thought about different ways to pack and count the cubic centimeters in here, we could count them one by one as we place them in. We also could put in a row of 2 on the bottom and then another row on the top to have 4. It looks like a slice. Another slice makes 4 more. You can also put 4 on the bottom and another 4 on the top. So 2 times 4 equals 8. And you can count by 2s or by 4s to help you find the answer as well. There's all different ways that you can find out the volume for this cubic shape. You're going to continue on making more shapes as a class. The next one you'll make is a rectangular prism. Make sure you take your time in creating your shapes and placing your cubic centimeters in there. If you're having a problem making the shape, it's okay to partner up with somebody nearby you and work together to create your shapes, folding them and filling them with the cubic centimeters. But make sure to ask your teacher first for permission. Good luck, mathematicians, and I'll see you guys soon.